Everyone is talking about AI agent, right? And today we are going to build one. We'll be using n8n, the most popular no-code automation tool, and I will show you how to build your AI agent that actually works and can be your personal assistant. So here is what we'll be doing today. We're building a real AI agent that you can listen to your requests, such as coordinating a deep research. You'll be able to give it a topic. It can conduct a deep research on the internet. You can use that deep research to customize and make it a LinkedIn post or content for any other platform like X. We are using it because it's a visual and beginner friendly and incredible powerful tool. By the end of this video, you will have your own AI agent running that can actually help you do extensive research as well as help you create more content. Before we start signing up, have a look at the pricing plan for it. So obviously you will get 14 days free trial. So the starter plan which costs you around 24 euro per month, and if you pay annually it costs 20 euro per month, and it will give you 2,500 execution. If you need more, then you need to upgrade it to pro plan, which will cost you around 50 euro per month and gives you 10,000 execution per month again. Here's the thing though, n8n is open source, so it means that you can actually download this n8n, host it on your computer, or you can host it on your private server where you have full control, and it is much cheaper. It costs you $7 per month to run the n8n program, and it gives you unlimited workflow. Now you're probably thinking that handling a server sounds scary, but let me tell you, it is as simple as installing an app on your phone. There are many providers who can provide this type of service. However, Hostinger is one of the easiest to get your n8n up and running. Also, it's the cost they provide. A very competitive product. The benefit of hosting a VPS, it's provide dedicated resource for your n8n, offer a great control of security and performance. Each virtual server run on its own operating system and receives a guaranteed amount of resources like CPU, RAM, and storage, to ensuring that your n8n is up and running all the time and it has the right resources as needed. So hosting actually provide 4 different options for you to choose. You have KVM1, KVM2, KVM4, and KVM8. If you ask me like to start with n8n and if you want to try things out, I think the KVM2 is the better option because it lets you try and multiple things in n8n. If you want to try n8n and just want to understand the platform and understand how to build workthrough, how to build AI agent, then you can use KVM2. It gives you 2 CPU core, 8 gigs of RAM, and 100 gigabytes of space, and it also get 8 terabytes of bandwidth. It is more than enough resources to run n8n. However, if you're serious about n8n and if you wanted to use n8n to professionally build a workflow which you wanted to sell for thousands of dollars, or if you want to build it for your own businesses or for your customers, you wanted to think about KVM4 or KVM8, which gives you much more resources to operate in a professional scale. Now let me show you, as promised, how easy it is to set up your n8n and hosting using KVM2. First of all, you choose the plan. With KVM2, you can go up to 24 months. You can do 12 months in 1 month. If you see here, the more you choose, that's where you get the most savings. You can choose to do daily auto backup if you are running n8n professionally, and if you wanted to build professional workflow for yourself or for your clients, I recommend you take that. It costs only $6 a month. If something goes wrong, you'll be able to restore it fairly easily. Choose the server close to your location. For me, I'm in Australia, so I'm going to choose Singapore, which is the closest. Then choose n8n here, confirm. Then it comes here. Okay, so it's altogether $167. Remember, it's for 24 months. And if you compare that with n8n on a pro plan for 24 months, it will cost you approximately around $2,000. One more thing, I got a coupon code for you, which is after air, and it will give you additional 10% discount. So then continue, go through the sign up process. Once you go through the sign up process, then you got to create a root password. This password will let you access to your server. Once you create the password, just select next, mail scanner, just say yes, ticked. You want to make sure that you don't have any malicious files in there, so finish. So it's actually building your server now, and then it will be hosting n8n onto that server. So yeah, it took around 5 minutes to set it up. So once it's set up, and that's what we will see. You will come here, it's a manage application. So once you click manage app, it'll take you to this link. That's your link to access to n8n. So save that link somewhere in the browser as a bookmark so that you can easily get to that link. So now what you got to do is your normal n8n, set up an account. Let's do set up an account. Next, get started. So this is important. So make sure you click that button, send me a free license key. They will send you a license key, which will give you access to unlimited workflow. So the license key will be sending it to your email. So grab that. There you go. Activate. So get your license key, copy that, paste it here. Oh, it's already been activated. So yeah. So then go back to the main page. So once everything done, that's how you come in, and that's where this is our main canvas. So I'm just going to give you a lay of the land. On the left hand side, your control bars. That's where if you click personal, generally all your workflow will leave. Once you have the workflow, it will be listed in here. If you click the template, it will take you n8n templates. So they have over 4,000 templates, so you can download and play around it. So then inside, don't worry about much on that. And what's new? So what's new is important because self-host n8n, one of the things is that you are responsible to make sure you update your n8n on a regular basis when the update is available. And this is where you will know when the update is available. So I'm going to quickly show you, before I start building the n8n AI agent, how you can actually keep your n8n updated. To do that, we got to go back to our hosting dashboard. We come in here, it's called Browse Terminal. Click there. Once it comes in, just got to copy and paste 3 sets of code and enter. Let me for you. So the first one is the doc compose full. That's the first one. Enter is basically just pulling the most up-to-date image. The next one is Docker compose down. So it's been that it's actually shutting down your current n8n setup. It's not deleting it, so don't worry. If you already have a workflow, it will stay there. Just restart it. The final command you gotta press is docker compose up/e. Just restarting. There you go, it started. So that's how you, every time you see something in here, it says that you need an update. That's how you go and put this code and enter. I will put this command into the description so you can just copy and paste it. Let's do refresh. There you go. To build AI agent, first thing you got to do is go to the create workflow. The first thing we need a trigger, which will allow us to communicate with our AI agent. We'll be talking to the AI agent, so we're going to have a chat trigger. Nothing we need to do in here. Just what you can do, if you turn it on, that's mean that with that link, it's actually publicly available. Live. Let me show you. Oh, it's not going to work because the workflow needs to be active. So let's do that. There you go. Now again, you can actually talk, but it's not going to work because we haven't built the n8n AI agent. If you're not to build a chatbot or something, you can easily build and embed it into a website or your internal program. So we have the trigger. The next thing we need is, I don't like the white background. Let's change that. Go to settings, save, personal, and then it's all a system default, but I'm going to go dark mode. So let's save it. Our canvas. Then we're going to simply press plus, then agent. So you can always type AI agent, or if you don't want to type, what you can simply do is that plus, click here, and then click it's an AI agent. We're coming back to the settings, but let me just show you what it looks like. So this is the AI agent. We can change the name on the top. We call it a U2 term agent. You can name it whatever you'd like. Click the source of the prompt, which is connected to the chat triggers. Anytime we talk to the agent, we will talk through that chat trigger. Enable fallback model. I'll come back to that a bit later. System message. You're helpful. So system message is basically the system instruction where the agent will follow. This is where you set out all the do's and don'ts. You set up the parameter, how the agent should operate. That's how we'll be defining in here. But for us, we're just going to keep it very simple. You're helpful assistant. You help user searching various searching topics. Keep it very simple, but generally you will have a lot more instruction here, usually starting with your helpfully assistant. Your goal is to conduct a comprehensive research, and then you set up the rules, how you should do the research, and then at the end you will have how do you want the output to be. But we can always customize those. Just going to give you a quick tip in there. Always start small and then start building the prompt on top of it. So then in an AI agent, you need a couple of things. The first one is the chat model. This is the brain of your AI agent. These are all the various models you can choose from. I have a video which I'm going to link where I go through each model and talk about when to use it and when not to use it. But for us, we'll be using OpenAI chat models. Once you connected that, as you can see, it's crossed. So it's mean that it hasn't been connected correctly. That's correct. So what you got to do is we need to create credential. So that's mean that we need to give it as a password that can access to OpenAI agent, which is linked to our account, because every time you use and ask a question, it charge you a couple of cents. So to do that, we do click new credential. So what I need is we need an API key. Organizational ID is an optional. We don't need that. So we just need the API key. To get an API key, we got to click the document. So you have an OpenAI account. I mean, that you do. If you don't have it, just set up an account. It's free, and you gotta go here. So the website is called platform.openai.com, then API key. Then you have to log in. I'm gonna log in. Let's go to the main page. So once you log in, you'll come here, you'll come to the settings and the API key, and then just create API keys. But before you create an API key, making sure that you have gone through the billing setup process. And so then you'll be able to create API key or the secret key. But again, to build an agent and to communicate, it's very cheap. So then just need to demo for project, create secret key. Once you get that, copy. The other thing you can do is that once you close it, you won't be able to see that number again. So if you wanted to use that API key for other things, you can just save it in a notebook so that you don't have to come back to the OpenAI and keep generating keys. Just put it in a notebook and just using that. But the good practice is that you create a new key for different projects so that they can track how much API call you're generating from each of the various projects, and you can see the cost. You see the costing associated with each of the project. And so paste it here. We just say, or you can say anything, or API save. As you can see, once you have this green connection test successfully, that's when we are successfully connected. After that, you have the list of models. So we have access to all the OpenAI models currently available, including GPT-5. But for us, our purpose, we just use 4.1 mini. It's very cost effective. And obviously, there are quite a lot of options. You can customize it to it, but at this point, you don't need to worry about it. Again, I have a video, which I will link it here, where we go through each of these settings and how to set it up, what the upper and lower numbers you need to set up for each of these.
If you're finding this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content like this.
Yeah, so I'll go through that. Done. Once that's done, then the next option is that you get memory and the tool. You can actually build an AI agent without a memory. The problem is that then every time you talk to the agent, it's not going to remember what you talked to it before. So it's better to have a memory. So let's do simple memory. So there's nothing you need to set it up. So the only thing you can change it in here is that context window length. What it means is that how many chats does it going to remember? It's only going to remember 5, but you can change it to 10. And because it's a simple memory, what will happen is every time you shut down the computer, it wipes out the memory. And if you wanted to have a permanent memory, what you can do is you can choose one of these, which you have to go through a setup process. If you'd like me to deep dive into one of these and how to set up long-term memory, let me know in the comment. So once the memory is done, then actually this is the most important part, because at the moment, let me give you an example. So our AI agent kind of operational, or we can actually talk to it through this chat function or through this interface. If I just say hi, it says, how can I assist you today? Tell me something about Sydney, Australia. There you go. Sydney is the largest city in Australia and capital of the New South Wales, blah, blah, blah. Tell me news for today. This is really important. It says here, I don't have access to the real-time news update. However, you can check the latest news on reputable website like BBC, CNN, blah, blah. So it's basically telling us that, hey, I don't have access to the internet. You can go and find the news on BBC or CNN or any other local news outlet. We can fix that. To do that, what you're going to do in here is you're going to go back to our AI agent, and to fix that, we can use a tool. Before I use the tool, I want to also show you this chat interface. I say, hi. You see, it's replying. Let me see what's going on. Hello. Oh, so this interface is only work when you are in a testing environment. When I turn this on, when it's an active environment, that's why you can actually use this link. But when you're a testing environment, you just turn it off. So we can talk to the agent through this. So the one other thing you can tell is that research your AI assistant and your name is Alex for simplicity. Let me ask your name. My name is Alex. What can I help you with today? Obviously, it can talk. It's got the brain. It's got the memory. And now we need to give it some tools so that it can access to the internet and do some research for us. There are various ways you can give access to the internet. If you want simply just Google search, what you can do this. You can add a tool called API, which is basically giving the access to the ability to do into Google search. Or if you wanted to do like a complete research, we can give it an access to Perplexity, which is a separate tool. Let me show what's Perplexity is. Perplexity. So this is the Perplexity. So this is very popular tool. You can do a deep research to Perplexity. So to get access to that, it's very similar. So what I do is, obviously we need to connect Perplexity. So to create a new credential, and we need API key. To get API key, again, we can go to the Open Doc. You go to the Perplexity. It's not easy. So what you can do, you can just simply go to Perplexity, set up a free account first, then sign in. Once you sign in, you can go to accounts and you can go API. Once you go to the API, then you can come here and you can click on the bottom left hand side called API keys. Click the API key, create an API. Create an API, API name, and say YouTube demo, create. Once you create the API key, just click copy. Obviously, you can't see the API key. A bit confusing. I think they have changed the way they used to generate API key. So now you can actually see the API key, but you can copy that API key, come back, paste, and save. What's going on? Retry. It's not connecting. So let me see. Copy. Not sure. Something going on with the Perplexity code today. Let's delete that. Create a new one. Key. Demo. Create keys. Copy. Come back. Paste. Weird. I got the billing set up already. I'm not sure why it's not working. So this is the key. The key is there. Okay. So something wrong with the Perplexity API key. So just for the demo purpose, I'm going to show you the app. So again, it needs a credential. Click that. So what I do is just simply go to Google, say API, search it. The first one will come up. Sign in. So this is free. Anyone can get it. I think you can get up to 250 requests per month, and you don't have to put your credit card number or anything. So just simply copy that, put it in here, save. Here you go. Connected. SERP API, we can just change the name to Google Search API, save. Cool. Our agent is almost ready. So what are you going to do now? So we're gonna go back to the system message. We're gonna do some updates. So the first thing was gonna help you using the API tool. Also, the other thing which is the good fact is that here is today's time, because the AI agent doesn't know what time it is. So you always got to give it a let us know what current time. So we click expression. We go curly bracket, just go now. So as you can see on the bottom, actually, what's today's time? So you can't see really, but it's got the time here. So now what you can do here, let's ask a question. Tell me what's the today. As you can see, he hit the agent, then went to the API, done some search. This went back to the AI agent. Now it's summarizing the results. Yeah, the market solution for SMB, a Google Gemini prompt use as much energy as 9 seconds of TV. That's not good for sustainability. The next big thing, yeah. So it actually went internet, and so your agent have access to the internet now. So you can ask anything and it will be able to give you that answer. If you save that, turn on that, then we can go to our chat interface, do a refresh. You can say, hey, what's your name? What was that? AI news from yesterday. There you go. The biggest AI news from yesterday include Hollywood's making a biggest AI debut with Wizard of Oz, as reported by the router on it. If you want more details, other highlights, feel free to ask. So next, we will be building an agent which will help you build content in LinkedIn or X. So then what we can do, we can click plus, we can create another agent, same as the one before. We can do a chat model like before. 401 mini. We don't need to set up the credential again, because once you set it up, you don't need to do it again. We also don't need a tool for it. But what I need to do, there's a fix couple of things. First of all, it's actually not connected to the chat trigger. If you look at it, it's connected. The previous AI agent is connected to the chat trigger. The purpose of this agent is to draft in post. So then what you do is you click here. So you click here, instead of choosing the chat trigger, it's a define me. So we'll be defining what will come as an input to this agent for drafting LinkedIn post. So the best thing is for n8n is that it can actually drag and drop. So while you have that expression, fixed or expression, always expression output, just put it in here. So then what I need to do is that we got to go to the system message. We can write a system message for drafting LinkedIn posts. So to do that, I'm going to get help of ChatGPT. I'll say, can you help me cloud system message for an AI agent draft in post, which will take latest news and gone to very engaging LinkedIn. So we can do what's going on in here. LinkedIn post. Okay, cool. So let's see what's comes up. It's not bad, actually. I'm going to copy the whole thing, copy that, go back to system message, paste it in here. Here you go. So let's do a test. So deactivate that. Was late times or today. So actually doing summarizing. Now it's drafting the LinkedIn post. We already got output. Let's look at what is that. There you go. LinkedIn post talking about Meta, the Facebook owner, teams up with the Midjourney to supercharge AI-driven experience, and it goes around, talks about it, and then also end up with the questions, and then he also has some hashtags he can use. He can do the same thing for the tweets as well. So what he can do in the system message, he can, after the LinkedIn prompt, then he can just add a separate system message saying that, hey, also draft a tweet, and you can also give it an example, and it will provide you an output, and you can just customize that and post it on your X. So there we have it. So now you have an AI agent which can do search, internet search, and take that information and build a LinkedIn post or X. If you like these videos, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'm planning to release a lot more videos in n8n from very basic to advanced level, how to build various workflows from basic, the workflows where you can leverage some of those workflow for your own personal use versus some of the complex one which you can take it and sell it to your customer, or you can customize it to your businesses. So consider subscribing to the channel. I'm also going to have this template for you available in the link in the description, so you can just use that link to download this template for free and import it into an n8n canvas. Let me quickly show you how you can do that. So you got this three tiny dots here, click there, and then import from file. So the file is that file which I'm going to give you in the link in the description, and download that and import it in your canvas and start playing with it. Only way you're going to learn n8n agent is just more building AI agent. Obviously, have a plan how you're going to get there. I know there's tons of videos out there. Everybody's building something, but you need to have a plan. If you're just chasing videos after videos, you'll never be able to finish one single project. Have a plan. Each week probably have a target to have 2 or 3 build workflow, learn from it, and consider subscribing my channel, and I'll be planning to publish at least a 1 or 2 video each week, and from basics to advanced level, so that you can get benefit out of it. Yeah, so until then, see you on next one.